At this moment, it looks like SPARC is all we're going to get out of the PSTH investment other than getting NAV back. Hey everybody, Walrus here from Walrus Street, and today I'm here to give you an update on one of the DD videos I made, specifically Pershing Square taunting holdings. A lot has changed with the holdings since the time that I made the DD video. Remember, I made the video right after the deal was announced with Universal Music Group. Since then, we know that the deal fell through. I talked about that a little bit, and I'm sure you know all of those details, but things got a little bit worse last week with an announced lawsuit for PSTH. So I kind of want to talk just briefly about my feelings, about the news from the lawsuit, about how PSTH has responded to this, how Bill Ackman has responded to this, and at the end I'll give you an update on my position and what my plans are, because I've already seen a lot of questions for it, so I think this is a very important video to make. This is going to be very short, much shorter than most of my DD videos. That's kind of the point of an update. I'm just giving you the current news. This is not a deep dive. Don't think it for that. This is just my opinion. An update. Let's get started. This is the Pershing Square Holdings financial statements from June 30th, 2021. Now, even though this is Pershing Square Holdings, not PSTH, this was re-released yesterday with an update from the chairman of the board. You could see the date, August 24th, 2021 right here. She was basically updating the information for Pershing Square Holdings about PSTH. On August 17th, 2021, a lawsuit was filed against PSTH, its sponsor and directors, as well as the company and other affiliated entities, claiming, among other things, that PSTH has been operating in the U.S. as an illegal investment company. Remember, Pershing Square Holdings is based in the U.K., not the U.S., hence this statement here. We believe that this lawsuit is without merit, but while it is unresolved, it could impact the ability of PSTH to enter into a business combination. The scary part right here, because they're talking about instead of PSTH merging, we're going to be transferring into a SPARC format. This structure will need to be approved by the SEC, and there's no assurance that it will be implemented. So right now, the big out that they're talking about is the SPARC, but as the chairman Ann Farlow says here, there's no guarantee the SEC is going to approve it. Right now, the plan is to go with the SPARC format, which was discussed as part of the UMG deal. And effectively, the SPARC is going to be like a long-dated future call option, allowing you to get in at NAV for the next deal with Pershing Square Holdings. PSTH, it appears, is going to be dissolving here, and we're going to be transferring into the SPARC. So this whole thing is looking really, really kind of scary. And the dissolution of PSTH, to be clear, it's only going to happen if the SPARC type thing is approved by the SEC. Going back a little further, that last PDF update was from yesterday. Going back to August 19th, 2021, this is the cause of all of the hullabaloo, a letter directly to the PSTH shareholders from Bill Ackman. He talks about the lawsuit from the 17th, the claims against PSTH. He says the lawsuit is brought by law professors. They should know that holding cash and government securities while seeking a business combination does not make PSTH an illegal investment company, nor does it make any of the hundreds of other SPACs that do the same illegal investment companies either. Bill Ackman is saying here that the people bringing the litigation are claiming PSTH is illegal for those reasons, but it's the same thing that every other SPAC does. So he goes on to say that the lawsuit is without bounds, without merits, and the two securities attorneys that are bringing the litigations are actually using this as a crusade to change the structure of SPACs, to change the way that SPACs work in the market. So this is a crusade, and they're taking on PSTH because it is the largest SPAC in the market, and they're trying to make a point. So right now, PSTH shareholders are caught up in a situation where there's people that are just trying to make a moral point, and our share value is declining because of this. This sucks. Bill Ackman goes on to say something, and this is very realistic, and this is the most important point of the entire message. Now, even if the case were to be dismissed expeditiously, the plaintiff can then appeal. As a result, the mere existence of the litigation may deter potential merger partners from working with PSTH on a transaction until the lawsuit is finally resolved. But PSTH has about 11 months remaining to enter into a letter of intent with a transaction counterparty for its initial business combination, and 6 additional months to close that transaction. This may be extended up to 6 months. There's just not a whole lot of time left. left. So the solution here from Ackman, we're working to accelerate the launch of the Pershing Square SPARC holdings, the SPARC, and we expect that we'll shortly be making a public filing of SPARC's SEC registration statement. SPARC, which we conceived of months ago and disclosed in connection with the UMG transaction, is a modified opt-in rather than the current opt-out SPAC structure, where the investors of PSTH would receive a long-dated, transferable SPARC warrant to acquire common stock in SPARC, which we expect to be traded on the NYSE. SPARC warrants would give investors the right to invest in SPARC's future merger transaction at a share price equal to SPARC's cash net asset value per share. That's a lot. So we talked about SPARC briefly on the UMG merger video that I did. The thing is, at that time, SPARC was a throw-in to the UMG deal, and at this moment it looks like SPARC is all we're going to get out of the PSTH investment other than getting NAV back. And right now we're sitting below NAV, so this whole situation just kind of sucks. I was really excited about SPARC on the UMG deal as a throw-in, but now I actually feel like SPARC is just kind of a consolation prize, and I'm not really big on it. Now, it's nice to hold long-dated options that I can opt in on at a later date at NAV if the next merger is going to be a good deal, so I like that option in my portfolio, but is it enough to keep me invested in PSTH? I don't know. This is tough. Let's keep looking. So the SPARC warrants would not be exercisable, and warrant holders would not need to invest their capital until SPARC has identified a merger date, completed due diligence, entered and approved a transaction, and cleared a registration statement with the SEC, which provide full disclosure on the transaction and the target company. So the nice thing about SPARC is that it's not capital intensive. With PSTH right now, all of our capital is tied up in the shares, which are relatively expensive, but SPARC is going to be effectively just a free option warrant that you're holding, and it's not going to cost any of your capital until you have all of the knowledge of the next merger. So that is the benefit of this. This is giving you the benefit of hindsight. So that's positive. Assuming SPARC is approved by the SEC and the SPARC warrants are approved for listing on the NYSE, if PSTH has not by then entered into a merger transaction, we intend to seek PSTH shareholder approval to enable us to return to shareholders the $4 billion of cash PSTH holds in trust. As a result of the above, PSTH shareholders will receive $20 per share in cash and one SPARC warrant for each share they own. This is kind of cool. So if SPARC is approved very soon, then they're going to put it up to a vote to just give the shareholders back NAV, give them the SPARC warrant, and just dissolve PSTH. This would be great because if you're interested in sticking around for SPARC, the faster this gets approved by the SEC, the faster shareholders vote and approve it, then you don't have to keep your money stuck in PSTH if you don't want to be there anymore, because it's looking less and less likely with the litigation that PSTH is going to be able to actually make a merger. At the end of the letter, Ackman concludes it with, "We've got your six." Oh yeah, they're watching our back. They're watching our back. Oh, man, this whole thing sucks. Ackman went on Twitter. You could go to his Twitter account, August 20th. Ended up releasing a thread of like 9 or 10 tweets. This is following the shareholder letter. He goes through here and he summarizes everything that I just went over in that letter. So if you want, you could go check these out on his Twitter account. It's from August 20th. But the thing that I want to highlight is actually right here. If you find yourself at a leaky boat, oftentimes you're better off switching boats than patching leaks to complete the mission. There are still people that are just smoking the hopium here for PSTH. But the reality is what Bill is saying here. It looks like PSTH is dead in the water with this litigation that it's going to be dealing with. Nobody's probably going to want to merge with it. So you have to decide then. What do you do? Do you stick around PSTH long enough, lock up your money long enough to get the SPARC? Because if you sell PSTH, you're not going to be getting the SPARC. Do you stick around long enough for SPARC approval, if the SEC even approves it, and then you get your money back at NAV for PSTH? Or do you just sell now and hope to make your money elsewhere? If we take a look at the chart for PSTH, we can see it's trading right now at $19.77 a share, which is below NAV. Now, we dropped as low as $19.54. We are up from that point. Slowly but surely, we are going to realize a price of about $20 a share. But at this point, I don't expect PSTH to rise above $20 a share because even Ackman is saying the litigation limits chances for them to find a merger. My position on PSTH, I'm in right now for 432 shares. My cost basis is $22.96 a share, which means I am down almost 14% on my position. The nice thing here is that that percent is going to kind of go up a little bit as we approach $20. $20, and even if I just stick my money in PSTH, I'm not going to be losing really more than 14%. My maximal losses are in right now for PSTH, because if SPARC is approved here, I'm going to be getting NAV back for PSTH of about $20 per share, or a little over $20 per share. So that's where I'm sitting with PSTH. The big question is, how do I feel about PSTH? Am I so bullish that I'm literally buying more shares? Am I more bullish than when I made the video? Am I unchanged? Am I more bearish than when I made the video? Or am I so bearish that I'm literally selling all of my shares? I'm kind of between the bottom two there. I am much more bearish than when I made the video because I am a realist. It sounds like PSTH is dead in the water. It sounds like they're not going to be able to make a merger. If they do, it's a miracle, and in investing, we don't count on miracles. We play the probabilities. So then, what is my actual play here? I think I am excited enough about SPARC, and SPARC is going to have some sort of inherent value with it, and I don't want to sell at a 14% loss. I believe that SPARC is going to have somewhere around $2 to $3 value in it. So if I wait until SPARC is approved, which I actually do believe it will get approved by the SEC, then I think that's my play for a break even here. Part of my decision here is being made by the fact that I do believe in September we are going to be entering into a bit of a bear market in the overall stock market. So keeping my money in an asset like PSTH in a SPAC that is currently trading below NAV actually guarantees that my position is going to increase a little bit. With the value of the SPARC, I should actually make back my position, my original position in PSTH, and I'll be walking away with some sort of hope with a future call option. So for me personally, with my cost basis of $22.96 and my belief that we're going to be entering a bear market and my belief that PSTH is dead in the water, my play here is to wait for SPARC, assume the PSTH shareholders end up voting to dissolve PSTH and give the money back on NAV, and I get my money back, $20 plus the value of SPARC, and I walk away. Is this a win? No. Is this a break even? Depending on how you look at it, yes, I'm going to be breaking even on this. I'm not very happy with this. I'm not happy with the entire situation. I loved the UMG deal. I love UMG. I thought that was all great. I'm sad the SEC didn't approve it, but I talked about that as being one of my risks in the video for PSTH. Go back, watch the risks. I said the deal is complicated and there's a chance the SEC just doesn't even approve it. That's what happened. The SPARC is the best of a bad situation, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I hope you guys enjoyed the update. I know it's not a very fun video, but it is very informative. You know what I'm doing. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. If you're going to be just closing out of your position, if you're going to be waiting for SPARC, let me know what you're doing. I want to thank you guys for checking out the video. If you want to support the channel even further, check out my Webull referral link below the video. If you sign up for an account, deposit $100, you get a free stock, I get a free stock, everybody wins. Also, if you enjoyed the video today, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to be alerted to all my content as soon as it goes live, make sure you hit that notification button. All right, everybody, stay safe, good luck investing, and I'll see you next time.